The year was 1998. An American man buys a private island for approximately $8 million. Look at the map. This 75-acre island, part of the United States Virgin Islands in the Caribbean, was called Little St. James. From the outside, this private island looked like nothing less than paradise. Beautiful beaches, lush greenery, a luxury mansion in the center, guest villas, swimming pools, and even a private helipad. But inside this paradise was hidden a very dark truth. A truth so dark that people living on the surrounding islands called it Pedophile Island. Here, minor girls were trafficked and subjected to horrific abuse. They couldn't even escape because they were surrounded by the vast ocean. In one instance, a 15-year-old girl tried to swim away, but she was caught and her passport was confiscated. The most shocking part? Who was visiting this island? Global billionaires, famous celebrities, and powerful politicians. Names like Prince Andrew of Britain, Bill Clinton, and even world-renowned scientists were linked to this place. But who was the owner? A man named Jeffrey Epstein. He started as a simple math teacher in Brooklyn, but he somehow transformed into a financial advisor for billionaires, amassing a fortune of nearly $600 million. Today, we dive into America's biggest scandal. We decode the truth behind the Epstein Files.
Once alive, now dead.
Epstein is so unbelievable, it's almost hard to believe.
Don't understand it.
Who was Jeffrey Epstein?
How could he get away with this?
What did he even do? Know what I'm saying?
Is he really dead?
Was he ever even alive to begin with?
Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein began his career as a school teacher in the 1970s, but within a very short time, he left the teaching profession to move into investment banking. Although he initially worked for a bank, he later established his own investment firm in 1982. His firm became so successful that he only accepted clients whose net worth exceeded $1 billion. Beyond America, Epstein owned properties in various countries around the world, including his own private island in the Caribbean. Yet beneath this exterior of power and riches, he ran a systematic network involving the exploitation of minors for a long period of time. Epstein regularly associated with the most powerful and influential people in the world. Among them were Prince Andrew of the British royal family, former US President Bill Clinton, current President Donald Trump, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, pop star Michael Jackson, political thinker Noam Chomsky, tech billionaire Peter Thiel, and many other high-profile individuals. In 2005, the dark side of Epstein's secret life first came to light when several underage girls filed complaints against him, alleging that he was sexually exploiting 14-year-old girls. An even more serious allegation was that Epstein would take billionaires to his private island on his personal plane and force trafficked teenage girls to spend the night with his billionaire friends. Despite strong evidence against him, he was given a light sentence of only 13 months in 2008. During that time, Epstein used his influential network to manipulate the American justice system. In 2018, the global Me Too movement against sexual harassment began, which once again brought Jeffrey Epstein's misdeeds to the forefront of public attention. Inspired by the movement, many more women came forward with allegations against him. Serious accusations of trafficking underage girls abroad continued to surface one after another.
16 years old.
16. 17, 14 years old.
This is me.
This was me.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
As more incidents were revealed, the matter became increasingly heinous and complex. In 2019, while the legal proceedings were ongoing, Epstein's body was found in a New York prison. It was officially stated that he had committed suicide, but when such a high-profile and notorious defendant dies mysteriously in the middle of a highly sensitive case, it cannot be easily dismissed. Immediately after this incident, the whole of America began to believe that there must be some deep mystery or conspiracy behind the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. A few weeks after Epstein's death, a forensic pathologist stated that it was not a suicide, but a homicide. According to the expert, the bones in Epstein's neck were broken, which indicates intentional strangulation. At the same time, it was revealed that on the night Epstein died, the CCTV cameras near his cell were not working, and the footage from that day had gone missing. Furthermore, in the footage released by the Justice Department for that week, an entire minute of recording was absent. Even more unusual was the fact that just one day before Epstein's death, his cellmate had been moved, leaving him alone in the cell. No clear answers were provided to basic questions, such as who was on duty that night or who first discovered his body. The most common theory is that the suicide was staged to protect the interests of influential figures on Epstein's client list, which included multiple US presidents.
Jeffrey Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell used to trap influential Americans in honey traps, or sexual setups, to collect secret videos and information, which could then be used to blackmail them in the future. After Epstein's death, Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but the American public was not ready to let the matter go. Instead, another deep and mysterious chapter of this scandal began to emerge. A shocking allegation surfaced that Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, was behind all of Epstein's activities. It is said that Epstein's immense wealth, unusual influence, and ability to repeatedly evade the US legal system were only possible because he knew the dirty secrets of powerful Americans. While Epstein publicly acted as a financial advisor to billionaires, in reality, he was allegedly a Mossad agent using honey traps to blackmail his clients.
Critics question how an ordinary school teacher could suddenly become a billionaire without Mossad's assistance, and how he gained such extensive luxury properties and access to the world's most influential people. Conspiracy theorists argue that Israel has been using this back-channel blackmail for years, and that this strategy has played a massive role in Israel's current influence over American politics. In reality, many believe American politicians are often more loyal to Israel's interests than to America itself, doing whatever Israel asks regarding treaties and policies. Regardless of whether they are Democrats or Republicans, nearly all members of the US Congress appear to protect Israel's interests. While some say this is due to financial or religious reasons, others believe the level of loyalty suggests a deeper cause, specifically that Israel has secured this allegiance through long-term honey traps set for politicians. According to a directive passed by the US Congress, all documents related to Epstein were supposed to be released by December 19, 2025. However, the Trump administration did not release all the records within that time frame. Subsequently, Congress passed a law making the release of these massive files mandatory. While the U.S. Department of Justice previously claimed to have identified more than 6 million documents, only about 3.5 million have been released recently. U.S. politics is now in turmoil over why the remaining files were not disclosed, and debates continue regarding whether all documents related to Donald Trump have been made public. One of the most significant items within the Epstein Files is his personal contact list, famously known as the Black Book. Epstein's associate and personal assistant, Ghislaine Maxwell, recorded information such as the names and phone numbers of Epstein's high-profile clients in this book. This 97-page book contains more than 1,500 names, approximately 5,000 phone numbers, and thousands of emails and home addresses. Some names are marked with asterisks or arrows, the meanings of which remain unclear. However, it is important to note that being on this list does not necessarily mean the person is a criminal. Perhaps the most infamous aspect of the Epstein Files is the flight logs. This list includes the names of passengers on Epstein's private planes, which involved trafficked children and teenagers alongside high-profile individuals and sexual offenders. It is within these logs that Epstein's massive power network becomes truly visible. The names of top politicians, global business leaders, and major celebrities are prominently featured on this list. Beyond just political figures, the files highlight Epstein's connections to tech giants and world-renowned intellectuals, showing how he embedded himself within the global elite. These documents expose a disturbing side of American and global high society, revealing how these individuals interacted within a network that operated in the shadows for decades. The involvement of such influential people from the tech and corporate worlds has led to intense scrutiny of how financial and social power was used to facilitate or overlook these activities. The Epstein Files reveal a repulsive side of American society that a civilized world would find too shameful to even discuss, yet these vulgar activities were carried out in secret for decades by the global elite. Beyond the moral decay, these elites are also involved in questionable financial practices. The very world economy depends on the US dollar, which is actually printed by a private institution. Even the US central bank, the Federal Reserve, is essentially a private entity, yet the government remains curiously inactive regarding its control. This system reflects how financial and social power can be concentrated in the hands of a few. Ultimately, the Epstein scandal is more than just a criminal case. It is a dark reflection of how the global elite operate above the law,